Okay, so we're going to look at finding proportional relationships using tables. When we're asked to use a table to find a proportional relationship, we'll either be given a table of values or a set of values that it wants us to set up into a table. To determine if the relationship is proportional, we'll be using the same methods that we've used before. So what we want to do is find our rate from our table, and we're going to look at the rate over time and see if our rates are the same. So to look at our rate, we're going to take our y values in this table over our x values. So y values over x values. So as we set up our ratios, we want to make sure that we're paying attention to our values and setting them up in the same way that we set up our original ratio. So our first y value would be 5 over 1 for our x value. Okay, we have another y value of 10 over an x value of 2. We have a y value of 15 over an x value of 3, a y value of 20 over an x value of 4. Now that we have these set up, to compare them, we want to reduce all our fractions down so that we can look at them more easily to see if our ratios are equal. So our first ratio, 5 over 1, is as reduced down as it's going to go. So that fraction cannot be reduced down. Our second ratio can be reduced down. Both of these are even numbers. We can divide both of these by 2 to reduce our fraction. 10 divided by 2 is 5. 2 divided by 2 is 1. Okay, and these next two fractions can also be reduced. So 15 and 3 are both divisible by 3. Leaves us with 5 over 1. And 20 and 4 are both divisible by 4, which again leaves us with 5 over 1. So as we go through this table, we can see that our ratio stays the same, which means this would be a proportional relationship. All right, now we're going to look at a second table. And again, we're going to use the same method. So this would be our x value, our number of trees, and our y value, our number of apples that we're getting from those trees. And we're going to set up our ratio the same way. We're going to put our y values over our x values. And as we go through our values, again, we want to pay attention and make sure that as we set these up, we're using our y values and our x values in the appropriate places on our ratio. So our first ratio would be 26 apples from 2 trees. We have 39 apples from 3 trees, 78 from 6 trees. Okay, so we're going to go through these 3 ratios and reduce them down and see if our rate is the same. So 26 and 2 are both divisible by 2, which brings us to a ratio of 13 over 1. 39 and 3 are both divisible by 3, which again gives us a rate of 13 over 1. And 78 and 6 are both divisible by 6, which again gives us a rate of 13 over 1. Now, when all these rates are equal, again, we're talking about a proportional relationship. If we go through and find our rates and they're not the same, then this would not be a proportional relationship.